Man, this shit is crazy. Like, just sitting here thinking about all this murder and killing, like, of people that look like me. It's just a trip. Like, I did a long ass time in prison, and like just seeing the hate and the racism and manifesting out here doing this time in Oregon next to Idaho, where the Klan and KKK and all that shit originates, and migrates and shit. Like, and just like this shit is okay, is what it seems like, but and they justify by black on black crime, which needs to stop. 'Cause, like all this, real nigga that, these rappers and the realest nigga alive and all this stuff, like just killing people. It's like the thing to do. And them motherfuckers, it's their job. Them niggas is at work. Every time they get in that studio, get in that booth and rap about how they killed and shooting this and doing that. Them niggas is at work. Them niggas got W-2s and pay taxes every year. But it's fucking up the community as a whole. Like, got these young dudes thinking like, man, just getting that pistol and just going out and shooting somebody, like waking up in that morning like, yeah, I'm gonna pop me a nigga today. Like, what kind of shit is that, bro? Like real shit. It's a psychological problem dating back to Willie Lynch and beyond that. You know what I mean? Like, it was designed for us to be this way. Motherfuckers gotta wake up and see the truth, man. This shit, like, we weren't put here to kill each other. We were put here to be interdependent, codependent on each other, man, to survive. Not just systematically take out a race, and then like you seeing these governors and policemen and shit like talking like this shit is cool. This shit ain't cool, man, at all. Like, mad at Obama and all that. Like, he the president, but it really ain't much he can do. He can talk about it or whatever. If he don't, he don't. But ain't really much he can do, man. This shit start out here in these streets with us. Like I say, man, I did a dozen years in the penitentiary out here in Oregon, man, where I saw racism. It was like right on the Idaho border, so it was so much racism, like so-called undercover racism. It wasn't blatant, like they wasn't calling us names or nothing, but it was like all the black movies, majority of the black movies, except for one with the coonery, we couldn't watch, and all this type of stuff, just little shit that added up, like to to beat us down subtly. You know what I mean? And then like you just all these murders, like being born and raised in Seattle, like growing up and watch that gang culture come into my city, the Crips and the Bloods, GDs and all that, just take over my city. Growing up and being influenced by that shit, and now it was like rules in a way back then, but now motherfuckers just living random. It just ain't no rules, man. But all this and these police and shit, they out here killing us and justifying it by our actions, man. Like, niggas need to wake up, you know. Man, I ain't nobody, man. I just got something on my mind, something on my heart, something on my chest. I just want to get off, period. That's it. Like, my three sons is black, and it could be any one of them. Could be this next why the world is rallying together to try to make some change in this Black Lives Matter thing. And the majority, most of y'all kids is black as well, man. Like, we gotta be the example, man. Set an example and make sure our race, our children have a future. Like, what the fuck? Like, I used to be in the streets and shit before I got locked up, but being locked up and being around and seeing that racism and all that shit, it just opened my eyes and made me a better man. I went that thing, a little boy, came out with a man with insight, perspective on real life, real living. Humble myself to all that shit. Like, The things I used to desire. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink no more. None of that shit. Like I don't desire that shit because that negative life only leads to a negative life, negative actions, negative outcomes, man. Like I smoke cigarettes. It's my habit. Without, I got stressed out when I first came home, and like I ain't had no vices. wasn't I was staying away from sex at the time and the whole nine. So no beer, no drinking. Cigarettes was my way out. But man, all these it's too much, bro. Like they done killed a few of us in less than a week, and then that cop shooting down there in Dallas and all that stuff. Like this shit ain't. I mean, I don't know. I don't. This country is based on war and evil and all the bad you can think of hidden behind the face of a Christian outlook growing up, which is losing, which is taking the whole God out of the country. But I don't know, man. This shit is crazy. Like, motherfuckers used to be proud to be American, black American, white American, Asian American, whatever you is, American. We used to be able to be proud of that. Like, but bro, we ain't, it's nothing to be proud of, I guess. You know what I mean? And I guess even me, now that I'm grown, I look back at it like that shit came out of my pride in this country, came out of being naive, not understanding life and culture and war and the system. You know what I mean? But once I got in that place, and seeing that shit from the inside after being outside, being in there for a third of my life, I seen so much different shit. Like, you know, and like we got all these gangs. If niggas was to come together, black folks was to come together, we can make some change, man. We are the most hated but the most loved people on this planet. Like I say, man, I'm nobody. You know what I mean? But this is just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to all these black folks are losing to this senseless crime, from the gang banging to the police and systematically taking us out, man. You know what I mean? Just I don't know, man. I just hope folks come together and just see the light, man. It's something better. You know what I mean? Like it's something better for us out there, man.